Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say, Kol Elohim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachakodash Barakateh Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach where I learned this truth from. Peace, mercy, and blessings to the hopeful elect that believe on this truth and sincerity. It's your brother Yabba Khan, coming through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai from the GMS Cleveland branch of Lord willing this be edifying. It's quick in transit. I want to speak on, just taking care of our bodies, which is a temple for the spirit of the Lord, Matter of fact, I'm going to go to that real quick. I believe 1 Corinthians. Yep, 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? If any man defile the temple of the Most High, him shall the Most High destroy, for the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are. Okay, so the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect, is the temple of the spiritual temple, the third spiritual temple. And it's a piece of the Lord. It's a piece of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua inside of every elect member. So for us, hoping to be a part of the elect, it says, for the temple of the Most High is holy, which temple ye are. And the scriptures say, be ye holy. It's written in the law. I believe that's Exodus. Let's see. Be holy. It's written a couple of times. Gonna get this. Leviticus chapter 11 verse 45. For I am Yahweh that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your power. Ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy. Holy means separate, sanctified, for a specific purpose, which that's what the elect is. Tell you in Psalms, I believe the 4th chapter, the Most High has set apart him that is godly for himself. So I say all that to say, if we are to be separate, it's not just us separating from the people in the world, but also the things of this world, changing our way of life, which I'm going to get into that because the word diet goes back to the Latin, if I'm not mistaken, which it goes back to your way of life. But this is Sirach chapter 30, verse 14. Better is the poor being sound and strong of constitution than a rich man that is afflicted in his body. And that's something that these Edomites tend to have problems with, They physical health, because they healthy financially, so to speak, even though that's going down the drain. But physically, like the one devil, I believe he was I believe it was David Rockefeller. He had about 6 heart transplants. He was afflicted. He was a rich man that was afflicted in his body. So it says it's better to be poor, and sound, being sound and strong of constitution. Sound meaning whole, complete, healthy. Verse 15, health and good estate of body are above all gold. So it's better to be healthy, which we know some brothers got ailments and things of that nature. But it's better to be healthy, and taking care of your body than to have riches, so-called Federal Reserve notes, to be riding in the Benz, with a 4-bedroom house. It's better to be healthy than to have all of that. It says, in a strong body above infinite wealth. And these having to acquire, being in a good estate, having a healthy body, and carry yourself that way, it takes discipline, which that's something we all should be practicing on a day-to-day basis, is discipline. But it says, verse 16, there is no riches above a sound body and no joy above the joy of the heart. It's like in no joy above the joy of the heart, And the things that you do, your diet contributes to how you feel, the things you think, how your spirit is, because it says there is no. Let's read that again. Sirach 30 and 16. There is no riches above a sound body and no joy but a joy of the heart. The heart is speaking to your mind. And a lot of times demons hop on Jake in the flesh. because that's what this flesh is subject to, demons, okay, which cause us to sin, so on and so forth. But it's a lot of things that we do that can either add to the demons, or it can add to the Holy Spirit. You know, it can add to us being in a more positive state of mind. And I'm speaking of, you know, being lazy. If you being lazy, okay, you sleeping all morning, you wake up tired, you go to McDonald's, get you a McGriddle, McMuffin, you get you a Dr. Pepper, and this is the type of shit people in the world do. You're not gonna be feeling good, because all those things not only destroying your body, but it's also playing on your mind, because you know that shit ain't healthy. So, I'm gonna jump down, get to the point. Verse 23, okay? Sirach chapter 30 and verse 23. Love thy own soul, okay? Another word for soul is your spirit. You gotta care for your spirit. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter, real quick. First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 21. Salakia. First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 21. It says, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Okay, prove all things. You gotta, everything that you do, you know, every person you come in contact with, you gotta prove it to see whether or not it benefits you, whether or not it is expedient. You know, expedient meaning beneficial. Is it gonna bring you down in the spirit? Is it gonna lift you up? If it's gonna bring you down, try your best to refrain from it. It says, prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Hold fast meaning hold tight. If it's something that constantly boosts you up, like just for example, being around brothers, that should boost every brother up. If you see that is good, hold fast. Continue to do that. And scripture say, forsake not the assembling of ourselves, as we see the day approaching more and more, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, it says, prove all things, hold fast that which is good, abstain from all appearance of evil. Evil. Let's look up the word abstain.
Strong's G 567. Apechamai. Thayer's Lexicon. Apecho.
Okay, so it says to hold oneself off. Okay. To refrain. Abstain. Okay. And it tells Ecclesiastes 3rd chapter, it's a time to embrace things and times to refrain from embracing. When we was in the world, we was embracing bad eating habits, not working out, you know, smoking, just doing anything, not caring about ourselves. Okay. But now we're in a time of refraining from embracing that particular way of life. Okay. From that particular diet that we used to have in the world as niggas, the old man. Okay. Let's go back to Sirach chapter 30 and verse 23. Love thine own soul and comfort thy heart. Okay. Comfort your mind. Get into the scriptures. Pray, fast, eat better. You know, to the best of your ability. To have some type of physical exercise. Okay. Because if you feel good, okay, as I just read, health and good estate of the body. If you eating healthy, okay, you take care of your body, your spirit gonna feel better. Because at the end of the day, you gotta have a decent house for you to feel comfortable dwelling in it. And it's like that with the spirit in our bodies, you know. But Sirach chapter 30, verse 23 again, love thine own soul, comfort thy heart, remove sorrow far from thee, for sorrow hath killed, meaning there is no profit therein. Okay, depression, stress, anxiety, those are all demons. And those things, they bug Jake out in the world, and it'll bug Jake out in the truth. That's why it says, remove sorrow far from thee. Get away from the things that's going to bring you down. It could be food, bad eating habits, being lazy. It could be a woman. Okay, any bad habit. It could be anything. You got to remove it from you. Sorrow hath killed many. And there's no profit there, and nothing good comes from being depressed. Next thing you know, you drinking. Next thing you know, you don't want to get around brothers because you see that the brothers might be in good spirits, and you don't want your bad spirit to hop on you, which that's a demon, because iron sharpen iron. Being around brothers should make you feel better. Verse 24, envy and wrath shorten the life, and carefulness bringeth age before the time. But it's the point, verse 25. A cheerful and good heart will have a care of his meat and diet. Okay. Not a physical, but applying it spiritual, your meat, okay? The things that you give to your spirit, the things you watch, you listen to, things you read, okay? Being on Instagram all day, that's not a good, that shouldn't be a part of your diet. Let's go into the word diet. Of course, it says regular food, okay? But going back to the Latin, okay, a prescribed way of life from the Greek. Originally, way of life, regimen, dwelling. So someone with a cheerful and a good mind, okay, a positive mind, they gonna care about the way of life that they gonna care about the way they carrying themselves on a daily basis, okay? With the things that they eat, how much time they spend looking at their phone. Because it's a balance. Some brothers might be on, certain networks and things of that nature, whatever it may be. But a cheerful and good mind, not about to be scrolling on Instagram 3 hours out the day and only watching 20 minutes worth of videos, 20 minutes of reading. Because those things, the Spirit will tell you when you doing something that's off. It might not be breaking the law, but you could be doing something that's off in the spirit, But going back to this definition, it says a way of life, okay, to lead one's life. So a cheerful and good mind is gonna care about how they leading themselves. Okay, is you leading yourself to grow in the spirit, or is you leading yourself to feed the flesh, which that's against the spirit? I'm gonna close out with this, because just the point being, Jake gotta care about their diet, the things that we do, what we feed into ourselves. Okay. So like it. It's 1 Peter chapter 2, verse. Let's start at verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people. Let's go into the word peculiar. It says a preserving, a preservation, possession, one owns property. Speaking of the elect, they specifically belong to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Go back to being holy, being separate, set apart. Okay. And the Apostle Rakah like to make mention, we shouldn't be doing shit like niggas in the world. Okay, to the best of our ability. Because we was niggas in the world. We put off the old man. Okay. And we trying to refresh the new man every day we wake up. Let me go to that real quick. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish. It's like it. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, meaning this flesh is decaying every day. It's getting closer and closer to going back to the ground it came from. It says, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. What's the inward man? The spirit. Okay. Let's go into the word renew. Re meaning back, new, meaning new or fresh. To cause to grow up, new, to make new. A new strength and vigor is given to one to be changed into a new kind of life. That's that new diet, as opposed to the former corrupt state. Okay, because our previous diet, spiritually speaking, Jake was eating pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. Okay, drinking Fantas and Fagos. Okay, Doritos, Snickers, Reese's. Now, spiritually speaking, Jake changed his diet. Now Jake eating salads. Okay, Jake eating salads, fruits when they wake up. Drinking tea. Okay, in relation to this truth, you go from smoking, being a nigga, walking around with your pants sagging, okay, to being around brothers. You even start to change your vocabulary, not to cuss as much, which is different for every brother. But the point being, you is a definition B reads to be changed into a new kind of life. That's that new way of life, that new diet. Okay, because when you go from being in the world to this truth, you start to develop that cheerful and good mind. And then that's when you start to have care for your meat and diet, as I read in Sirach 30. It says to be changed to a new kind of life, as opposed meaning against, okay, to the former corrupt state, you see? Because that's a corrupt ass a way of life. Okay, being a nigga. Okay. Following out the black culture. That's corrupt. Nothing good comes from that, but death. Okay. So it says, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. Okay, the spirit on a daily basis. The spirit is we walk in the spirit according to our new diet, our new way of life. So let's go to 1 Peter. I'm gonna close out with this. 1 Peter chapter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praise of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light. Okay, which is this diet, this truth, this new way of life, which is going to lead unto salvation. Lord willing, we have the elect. Verse 10, which in time past were not a people, but are now the people of the Most High, which had not obtained mercy, but now have attained mercy. Okay, because us not being the people led to us being kicked out the land, being scattered, being called niggas, spicks, tomahawks. Okay, Puerto Ricans, Native Americans. That's when we wasn't being called the children of the Most High. That's why it says, which in time past were not a people. And along with that, we was acting as if we wasn't the children of the Most High. That's why Jake was continually getting judged, getting fucked up how they was. And still is now, because they still acting like they not the children of the Most High. Okay. It says, which had not obtained mercy, but now have attained mercy. How do we obtain mercy? Okay, via Yahweh Shah's sacrifice, we have the Holy Spirit here in these latter days to guide us, to understanding this truth, to enduring whatever comes our way. Verse 11, dearly beloved, I beseech you as strangers and pilgrims, abstain. There goes the word abstain again. Abstain from fleshly lust which war against the soul. You see? Fleshly lust which war against the soul. Having that fleshly diet, drinking, always worrying about dealing with a woman. Okay? Trying to run up a bag, even though the dollar's decreasing. These are all fleshly things. Because this is all to feed the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Okay? And doing these things, having that diet is not going to benefit. It's not going to benefit you how having a spiritual diet was. So like of how having a spiritual diet would, if you was to be waking up set time, you know, according to discipline, you would be waking up, have a set time, you're going to read. Of course, you wake up, you pray first, then you're going to read or do whatever you may do. Having a routine, okay, based off your spiritual diet to benefit the spirit, okay, that's against having a fleshly diet. Okay, you wake up, you wake up, you think about this Keisha. You texting her all day. You on the phone with her all day, and watch no videos. You see, it's a constant battle. You know, it's two different diets. But Lord willing, this is edifying. Closing, I'm going to say, Kol Elohim La Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Rachak Kodash Barakateh Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai B'Hashem Rachak Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule and teach over where I learned this truth from. Peace, mercy, and blessings to the hopeful elect that believe in this truth and sincerity. Till next time I say, Kwame Asha Allah wa Mawat La Shalom.